Dubai. A bowel movement. You said it was processed. They're not hiding. They say it's processed. What do you think process is? Metabolizing. What do you think they did to slaves? Processed them, denatured them, changed them. They say, I ain't no African, I'm American. They totally processed. And the food is totally processed. It's the same logic. You study the white man once, and you never have to study him again in your life, because he'll never change. Never. It takes melanin to change. Melanin. The people with melanin make the changes. We invented the calculus, astronomy, architecture, engineering, medicine, because melanin is a change agent. Without it, you can't change. Fact. You're talking about someone with the least amount of melanin, you're expecting them to change. Get a grip. The Food and Drug Administration, the Federal Aeronautics Agency, FCC, FDA, all of those are agencies put about because white folks don't know how to change. They are there to police them. They don't trust each other. That's why they're there. That's why it's there. That's why they have these agencies to police the films, to police the... Because they're out of control. And you want them to change. That's why we have to eat in self-defense. Take some red clover one day, some burdock the next day, dandelion root the next day, echinacea the next day. Take a blood cleanser every day. Every day. Because the air is polluted, the water is polluted, the food is polluted, and most of your friends are polluted. And they're giving up all these toxic films. Because the meat eaters smell different from vegetarians. I'm here to tell you. I'm telling you. Lord, Lord, Lord. Frankly, some of the vegetarians, they're all right with me, but a garlic fart, I mean, that's what was made in hell. Anyway, nothing personal. Please. So what I'm trying to say is you don't have to look for a solution. The solution is to get more into your psychic ability, more into your spiritual ability. It's already there. We have to get more into it. In order to get more into it, you have to throw off all the luggage and stuff that's stopping you from getting into it. You got to stop listening to that little white man in your head. You got to throw off all that luggage so you can get more immersed into your spirituality, more immersed in your psychic ability, because it's there. We're the most psychic people on this planet. The more melanin, the more psychic. The more melanin, the more civilized. The more melanin, the more intelligent. We got the juice. Everybody runs off of us. The people, the brothers and sisters that come here from Africa, they come here to Africa, go to schools, and these schools are founded on slave money. They're running off of our juice. Yeah, everybody's running off our juice. Stolen from us. Edison, a thief. A total thief. I'm telling you, the man is a thief. This other boy, Einstein, give me a break. A thief. What did he say anyway? What did he say? I'm telling you, Elvis Presley, a thief. Every time. We're the only thing that's going on. The only thing that's going on in this planet is black man and a black woman. There's nothing else going on. Everybody rips us off. I'm trying to tell you, rip your own self off for a change. Don't let the Koreans start taking from our own selves. Go back and say, where did this stuff, nutrition, come from? Africa. Well, why did they have no cavities? What were they eating? Go back to eat some of that. Fresh fruits and vegetables. Sprouts. Go back to say, this is a spiritual relationship I have with food. It's not a slave-master relationship where I'm taking from the food. I give to Mother Nature gives to me. There's a reciprocity here. This is my art. We go back to that, and we can recapture some of this energy, and then it won't seem so weird when we go into our grandmother's house and she says, son, don't put your shoes under the bed like that, because you may not get out of the bed. Turn your shoes around, have them facing out. You see, when they start talking all these old spiritual things, because these are what you call today icons. it connects her to Africa. What little piece of Africa she could have, she had that. And you saying there's something wrong with her. No, something wrong with you, because you don't understand what's going on here. I'm telling you, my grandmother died about a couple of weeks ago, and her mother was a slave. This is our last connection to slavery. She was like 99, something like that, and her mother was a slave. And so my grandmother didn't talk much. So we were little, say, why don't she talk much? You know, she didn't have no girlfriends, like ladies today call up each other. She didn't have no friends like that. We didn't piece it together till at her funeral. The slaves did not have friends because their friends would be sold. And they didn't talk much because they may get in trouble. So you couldn't talk much. They were very quiet. And she gave us a biscuit and butter on it for lunch. Because now I have slave narrative books I read. That was a big deal meal for a slave. So she thought she was giving us a big meal. My brother used to eat it before he went to school because he didn't want nobody to see his butter and biscuit. You know? That's right. But to her, raised by her grandmother, that's what slaves ate. She was feeding us like a slave, which is good. Because that history was forced on us. Whether we liked it or not, it was forced on us. Sometimes we run out of bacon, and she just poured the grease on the bread. Because we could, hey, what you frown about? Anyway, look at here. We couldn't afford the bacon, so we saved the grease. I'm telling you. And we just poured the grease on the thing. I'm telling you. And she kept a little can of grease there. Because she used that grease. So we get a cold, she fries some onions in that grease and put it on our chest to pull out the mucus. That grease was a medicine cabinet. Then our legs was ashy, she said. Before we went to church, she'd rub that grease on your legs, be shining. Man, you slip out of your own drawers. Be so much grease on you. But I'm telling you, it was a whole lot in that little things that she had was connected to a whole world of Africa. But we were just little kids and we just didn't pay any attention to it. She would write little notes and leave it inside of the wall because she didn't want evil spirits. If an evil spirit come in the house, they had to stop and read the note. You know, my grandfather kept a whole refrigerator full of newspaper. He said something's after him, so he kept newspapers there. He spread them around the house so spirits wouldn't get to him. Had to read the newspaper. But he was a little wacky anyway. You know, he told us he was an FBI agent, and we believed him. We didn't know he was leaving the house every morning to chase women. We thought he's going to see agents. What we know? He said, I'm going out, I got this case to solve. We said, go, Grandpa, go. Chasing women. He was so much of a dog, he ate Alpo for breakfast. Look here, I better stop so I can answer some questions here. I'll stop the formal part of the lecture and answer some questions. Thank you. Thank you. I believe it's a microphone already set up there. So you can...
Yeah, anybody wants to ask a question, the microphone's in the middle aisle there. Coming out to the microphone.
Which one was that? Oh. Did I put all of it up there? You saw this part? You didn't see that part? Okay. So a lot of people have different needs. I have bought my hollow arranged the house because people always ask me that. I said, I better bring that because they're going to ask me how you arrange the house in the African system. So, and all that stuff. So you just can't say everything. But I'm getting very quiet as I get older. I used to talk to myself, and you know how you sit in a chair and you be talking to yourself? Oh, what am I going to do today and all that kind of stuff. I don't even talk to myself that much anymore. I think I'm either getting on my own nerves or just getting quiet. Yeah. But this is mine as applied to how you eat. Balance, will this food energize me in a positive way? Order, does the food fulfill my positive nutrient requirements? Propriety, is the food in accordance with my goal to decrease my intake of packaged processed food? You can tell sick people, they have a lot of processed food in their wrappers in their trash can. The more processed food wrappers they have in their trash can, the more processed they are. You can tell. You have all of this bags from McDonald's and this and that. The more processed stuff in the trash can, the more processed they are. And of course, compassion. Do I have kindness and a healthy understanding of my body so that I do not feel deprived by not having fat and high-calorie foods? Reciprocity is taking this food into my temple going to reward me with optimal health? Yes, sir.
Thank you, Brother Africa.
Thank you.
I want to ask you, what's your take on the issue of blood type? Are you familiar with Eat Right for Your Blood Type?
It was based on some research that says the Europeans were here over 1 million years ago, and there's no documentation. The research is based on a lie, actually. It's not grounded. Scientifically, it's not.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's right. Very good. Very good.
The information is good. If you have that blood type and you eat junk food, that's what's going to happen to you. That part's correct.